So welcome to Easy Marketing and our web series where we're going to cover um, all about customer service today on social media. And we are Easy Marketing. We are a digital marketing company. We do websites, we do logos, and we do a lot of social media. And of course, we work with Constant Contact and their email marketing. And it's me, Katrine Fredriksson, and it's Dixie Ponsky, and we have been in business for over 20 years now. So if you hang on and wait to the end of the program, we're going to have a drawing. So one of you are going to win a 20-minute consultation. So just make sure you open up your follow-up email.
Thank you, Katrine. Well, today we're continuing our 6-part series, Simple Recipe for Social Media Success. In our last couple of sessions, we talked about choosing the right networks for your business and how to build awareness. If you missed them, the full videos are available on our YouTube channel, Easy Marketing. Today, we're going to be talking about the role of social media and customer service. And in our next few sessions, we'll cover getting your followers to take action, how to plan and organize content using a content calendar, and how to effectively use social media advertising. So as we think about social media customer service, we think it's important to start by defining it. So in a nutshell, it's the practice of using social channels like Facebook or Twitter to offer support, to address customer questions, or resolve concerns. But why is it important to your business or nonprofit? For many small businesses and nonprofits, thinking of social media as a customer service platform doesn't necessarily come naturally. You hopefully already have established ways to help customers, whether that be in person or over the phone or on your website. But in today's environment, customers want and expect you to offer social customer support. Every month, 1 billion messages are exchanged between people and businesses on Facebook messengers. That's billion with a B every month. So imagine the business you could be missing out on. In fact, 64% of people said that they would rather contact a business on social media than over the phone. And we really want to be adaptive to the preferences and expectations of our customers. But there's also opportunity here as well. We found that 69% of Facebook users who do contact a business on social media say it makes them more confident in the brand. So our social customer service efforts not only serve our customers, but also help build brand trust and loyalty. So here at Easy Marketing, we have what we call 7 essential tips for using social media to provide great customer service. So let's dig in. Tip number 1 is using the right channels. So for your social customer care to be effective, you have to use the channels where your audience already spends their time. Consumer Reports found that people are most likely to share service issues on the platform where they're already most active. So of consumers who posted complaints on social media, 84% used Facebook and 26% used Twitter. Now, if your organization is active elsewhere like LinkedIn or Instagram or other channels, you'll obviously want to monitor those as well. But Facebook and Twitter are the most frequently used channels for customers to reach out, so we recommend prioritizing those first if you're just getting started. Tip number 2 is to always respond. And when I say always, I mean always, always, whether the comment is positive, negative, neutral, or something even completely irrelevant. Answering questions, no matter what, shows that you care about customers' needs and that you're a responsive organization. Let's look at an example. So when Margaret asked Constant Contact through Facebook about programs in the West Palm area, they responded and gave her not only the closest location, but also a link to learn more. That kind of personal attention will increase confidence in your organization. Subconsciously, we believe that if a business or nonprofit takes the time to address our questions through social media, that they will be equally responsive in the future with our product and service needs. On the flip side, customers who reach out for help and don't get it are more likely to move on to your competitor. Finally, in the case of negative comments or negative reviews, which are going to be inevitable at some point, responding can help mitigate the public relations risk to your business. It's tempting just as humans to try to ignore negative feedback because we want to avoid bringing more attention to it, but that is not a good idea. Negative reviews and comments that go unanswered are generally accepted to be true by the public. So you want to respond each and every time with an assurance that that's not how you do business and a legitimate offer to help make it right. And
Yeah.
obviously you're going to follow up on that. Yes,
Yeah,
Katrine.
and if your complaint is something that is, well, they're complaining about something stupid, really, people see that. People understand that, oh, why do they complain about, I don't can't come up with a good thing now, but they understand as long as you reply, they're going to be happy to see that you're responding. And I
Exactly. And
think you're
sometimes,
coming to the statistics later on, don't you? Yeah.
yeah, and you're absolutely right. And sometimes loyal customers will even come to your defense. But what you don't want to do is just leave it hanging out there and act like that you're ignoring it. So let's look at an example. In addition to answering questions or addressing concerns, there's often an opportunity to tie back your social to your email marketing efforts. So let's say that you are a local bakery. If someone asks a question on Facebook about, do you recommend royal icing or buttercream icing? You're going to want to answer that question, but you can also invite them to sign up for your monthly newsletter. And maybe that includes recipes, recommendation, a discount code. Another example would be maybe they want to know when is your next cake decorating class. And again, here's an opportunity to provide that registration link for the class and to encourage them to sign up for your newsletter because there's limited seats and subscribers get first dibs. So if you are not currently doing this, if you don't have email marketing, if you don't have beautiful professional looking email templates or you're not using a newsletter, please give us a call and we'll help point you in the right direction. Even with the rise of social media, email marketing is still the best way to reach customers directly. And Constant Contact has some really easy to use tools that will make your life simple. So moving on to tip number 3, and that is to respond quickly. So it's not enough just to respond, you have to be prompt about it. When customers reach out on social media, they expect a timely response. At a bare minimum, 24 hours, but ideally more like 15 minutes. And I can see you out there in internet land. I know what you're thinking. You have a business to run. How are you going to be checking Facebook every 5 minutes? And the good news is that you don't have to. So during peak hours when you're busy and you can't respond immediately, you can use Facebook's instant replies feature to send pre-scripted responses to those initial messages. This gives customers a quick acknowledgement and lets them know that you heard them and that you're going to get back to them soon with a personal response. Instagram also has a similar feature called quick replies, and this is where you've already typed up answers to some frequently asked questions and you can respond with just a couple clicks. So if somebody's asking when are your hours, where are you located, do you offer this service, those are the sorts of things that you can reply to quickly with that feature. On Facebook in particular, users are going to see right off the bat whether you are responsive organizations because businesses who are get a special badge and it says very responsive to messages. And the way to qualify for this badge is if you respond to 90% of messages within 15 minutes. So 90% in 15 minutes. This is the Facebook gold star of customer service and something that signals to prospective customers these people care about my business. Most small businesses obviously don't have the resources to provide customer service 24/7, and that's okay. So it's important to set some customer expectations. You'll want to make your hours availability very clear and let customers know when you're not available, when you're going to be offline. So in addition to those quick instant replies that we just discussed, you can also use what's called an away message, and that provides an automated response. So if someone contacts you at say 2 a.m., they can get your away message. That's helpful because again, customers are getting that instant acknowledgement. Plus, messages that come in during your designated away time don't count toward that very responsive badge status. So that's how you can respond to 90% within 15 minutes, because if somebody contacts you at 2 a.m., they're not going to count that one. So here's
We have a question here. They ask, how do you set up the instant replies and away messages?
Mhm. No, it's a great question. This is a quick 20-minute seminar, so I can't give all the details here. It is a free service that Facebook offers to everyone, so you can go in your settings and look at that. Both the instant reply and the away message are available to all pages. So give that a look, and if you can't find it, give us a call and we'll see if we can help you out. It was a good question. So here's an example. So here the business has used Facebook's customization options, again in the settings, to include the user's name when they respond. And that's good because I like that. It's very personal. But other than that, it's kind of general. It's not particularly a helpful message. Um, we recommend that you establish a very specific response time for each channel, and you want to communicate that to your customers. So rather than saying, we'll get back to you soon, you could say something very specific, like we'll get back to you in 12 hours, or we'll get back to you tomorrow by 5. Um, this would also be a great place to include self-help resources. So maybe you have frequently asked questions on your website. You can include that in your away message, or a link to your YouTube channel where you've demonstrated some products. Or if you have an after hours number in case of emergency, try to think of something that customers can use to find the answers that they need while they await your personal attention when you get back. Tip number 5 is to establish clear social media guidelines. We know you're not winging it with the rest of your business, and social customer care is no different. It's a good idea not to go it alone. You want to deputize several people in your organization to help you monitor social media. So depending on your group, that could be managers, it could be secretaries, front office staff, maybe even your summer intern. Sometimes having a younger person is really helpful. But that being said, if you're going to have a group, you want to establish brand guidelines to keep everyone on the same page, and cover things such as the expected response time. How quick are we expected to get back to them? A friendly and helpful tone of voice. Even if someone is attacking your business on Facebook saying your service was terrible and they hate your product, you still want to be friendly, helpful, definitely non-combative. You also want to provide them with some pre-scripted answers to frequently asked questions, so you're not trying to reinvent the wheel every time. And we definitely recommend an escalation protocol. So this is when you have a disgruntled customer, some really confidential information, any kind of highly sensitive topic where you want your group to escalate it up the chain of command, get the owner, get the marketing person involved in those cases. Tip number 6 is to know when to take it private. So the nature of social media is obviously very public. Once it's out there, it's out there. But that doesn't mean that your entire conversation needs to be held in the public forum. There are some questions and customer requests that are better addressed privately. So for example, you might need some personal information from them, maybe an account number, or you want to verify their shipping address. That's when you want to take the conversation private. Obviously, if you have an unhappy customer, that's another group that you're going to want to address privately. And this lets you get more details about the situation without publicly degrading either your products or your services or even your staff. Someone could have made an honest mistake. In any case, you want to let the public know that the issue is being addressed and not ignored. So on Facebook, you can respond to a public comment with a private message. So right under their comment, you're going to click message, and that takes the conversation to Messenger, where you can continue to interact with them, but with more privacy and confidentiality. And when you do that, a message that says page responded privately will appear below their comment. If you're going to respond via DM on Twitter or Instagram, you'll have to type in a comment so that the user knows, A, to go check their DMs, and also so everybody else scrolling through knows that you're working with them to resolve the issue, even if they can't see the details.
And there could be cases where you send them a private message with your phone number that you usually don't give up and say, we are sorry this happened to you, or I can help you. Here is my private cell phone number. You can call before 6 p.m. today.
I love it. Great suggestion. Our final and perhaps best tip is to be proactive. Think of this as expanding your idea of what customer service can be. It's not just about resolving problems and complaints. Remember that social customer care is an opportunity to build confidence in your brand. So let's say you're having shipping or supply issues, for example. It's better to be upfront about that than to wait for a slew of complaints to clog up your feed. A lot of businesses right now are struggling with labor shortages. If that's the case for you, acknowledge it and let your customers know what you're doing to address it. You can also be proactive with your self-service tools like we talked about before. So if you're getting the same question more than a couple times, that's a good indication for you that you want to provide more self-service tools and information resources. That'll both help reduce the number of requests you have coming in, and it's an easy place to refer them when you have simple support needs. Constant Contact, for example, has a dedicated support handle on Twitter where they proactively invite users to ask them support questions. Finally, don't miss the opportunity to share educational content. So this is where you might write a blog with best practices for whatever industry you're in. You might create some how-to videos, anything that helps users to get the most from your products and services is going to be a big plus for your organization. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to
Can I say something? Yeah. So, and for the proactive, anything you put on Facebook or social media, you should also send out in your newsletter. You know, if there are issues with your opening hours or shipping or something is closed, and you put it on social media, but you also have your list of all your customer and contacts in constant contact, and that's the time to send out an email quickly.
Definitely. It's a great marriage of the two. So we're going to open the floor for questions. You have a little box there on your screen. You can just type them in, ask us your questions, and we'll do our best to address them in the couple minutes that we have left. And I saw that we had one already. Katrine, we'll give people just a minute. Did you see any other questions coming in?
Not right now.
Okay. All right, well, we'll tell you what's coming up, and if you think of anything, let us know.
Okay. You did such a good job, so they don't have any questions.
Right. All your questions are answered.
Yes, but if you have needs and need help with anything, we do have social media setup packages. Would include anything you need here, and also to set up those instant replies and everything. So let us know, and we will help you set it up. And as always, we want to encourage you to take a look at Constant Contact. With all they have much more than just email marketing. And if you're interested, give us a call. We're going to have a We have a discount code that you can use if you contact us, and we can tell you more about it. Okay, and we have a whole bunch of people, so we're going to do a drawing at the end that's going to be, you can see that in the follow-up email. So on August 18th, we are going to discuss how to take action from your followers. Very often nothing happens if you don't ask them, if you don't tell them what to do or ask them to take action. And we're going to give tips and ideas on how to best do this without looking too pushy.
That sounds great. Well, I didn't see any more questions, but if you think of things later, and there are many other things that we didn't cover, like using bots, more higher level things, monitoring, because not always are people writing something on your page. They might be writing it on their own page or your neighborhood page where they're complaining about service or asking questions of their friends. So if you need help with monitoring, with bots, any more sophisticated social media needs, please give us a call and we'll be happy to get into that with you. You guys have been a great audience. We loved having you, and we will see you again in 2 weeks as we continue our series. Be sure to check the rest of them out on our YouTube page. See you then.